unless you were to ask.
I wish Kara went to her school.
All right, we're gonna pick this up. We're gonna do number 2. We picking this up mid assignment. We talking ellipse. We're just gonna retype it, right? So we're gonna do number 2 next. We're gonna do 2 of them actually. I'm gonna show you one more that with the center being at 0, and I'm gonna show you one where the center is not at 0. Got me, Ruth? All right. So remember, just as a real quick recap, right? The red 2A is gonna be our major axis. So wherever the 2A is always is following the side that's the longest. The 2B is always going to be your minor axis, so whatever side is the shortest. So in this first one, remember you got a ellipse that's horizontal because you can see that the 2A side is the longest side. The B side is the shortest side, so it falls there. That's the same thing with, well, that's why in your equation you have the longest side falls with the x-axis. Remember that. The longest side stays with the x-axis. The shortest side in this one stays with the y-axis. Because it's horizontal.
Wait, always or just in this example?
Well, when it's horizontal. If it's vertical, when it's like this. Now, if it's vertical, your A side, your longest side now is 2A. Which axis is the 2A on? The x-axis or the y? It's on the y now. So now the A squared goes with the y. You right on time. We recorded. I already did number 1. I'm gonna show you.
I actually gotta go.
Oh, peace. You'll catch it on the replay. So now here the equation shifts because the shorter side. The shorter side now falls on the on the x-axis, whereas the longest side now is on the y-axis. You can see 2b, b squared now falls with the x. The longest side of A falls with the y. Your center still highlighted by C is always going to be 0, 0. To find the foci, which is the center of each side, if we have to cut these in half, to find the foci, we'll call the foci when it's on the longest side for when the ellipse is horizontal, your foci is always going to be on the x-axis. So you can see it'll be plus or minus C 0 because it's the x first. If it's longer, if it's vertical,
0.
you now see that your foci is not going to be on the x-axis, they're going to be on the y-axis, so your foci now shifts to 0 on the x-axis, and either plus C or minus C on the y-axis. This is why it comes second. Dig. All right? Our endpoints, they're going to be highlighted with the letter V. The endpoints are just, if it's horizontal, your endpoints are the ones that are going to be the vertices that fall on the end for the longest side. You're only going to find the endpoints on the longest side. So you'll look for the endpoints here, and then you'll look for the 2 endpoints here. And they'll be highlighted with the letter V. So in the first one that you had, right, the one we just did, this time, this is one where the center of the ellipse is at 0. So it was x squared is 9 plus y squared over 4 equals 1. You see that your A squared is 9, your B squared is 4. Clearly A is greater than B, so we know it's going to be horizontal, going left and right. Your A squared falls underneath the x-axis, that's the longest side. The B side is the shortest side, falls underneath the B axis. If you unsquare A, which we did here, A squared unsquared became 3, so we know that our first point or our endpoints or our vertices is going to be at 3. Major vertices is going to be plus or minus 3, 0, because it falls on the major vertice of X. The minor vertices, you see it was 4, making your vertice 2. Your minor vertices here are going to be at 2 plus or minus 2, 0 plus or minus 2. Easy money. So now let's try one. Oh, then to find the foci, like we said here, all you're doing is taking C squared minus A squared minus AB. I mean, C squared equals A squared minus B squared. We know A squared was 9. We know B squared was 4. 9 minus 4 is 5. To unsquare that, your foci will be on plus or minus 2.2. So you kind of just gauging it. 2.2 will fall somewhere here, and 2.2 will fall somewhere there. And that's that. Now let's try one on. Let's try it now. You now got a graph in Ellipse when Let's see. Alright, I got one. 2 questions we're gonna try to do. This one is where the center is still gonna be on 0, 0. Okay. We got a graph, vertices, and foci. Those are the 3 things we got to cover on this equation. Let me know when you write down the question, then we can get down. So which side is bigger? Clearly,
36.
yeah, and 30. So you already know our A is going to be here, right? And it's on what axis?
Horizontal?
Bam.
Yay.
Horizontal meaning which axis?
The x-axis.
Ding, 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 ding. She can be taught. So boom, we know already. I'm gonna highlight it in A. You know I keep my longest side, always keep it with red. So you told me that the first point, unsquared A, should have 6, 0. Well, A is 6. That's gonna be an M. And my B is gonna be what?
B would be the 4.
Yep. So we can go ahead and let's start graphing this. So the first point is going to be on 6, Z plus or minus 6. So
Felipe, ¿cuál es la misión de ese juego, marico? ¿Cuál es la misión de ese juego?
It starts at 0, 0, right?
yep, our center is still 0, 0 for this case. And then I got my first endpoints. You said are on 6 and 6. There's a point.
Yeah, 6 and negative.
There's a point. Where are my minor points?
4 and negative 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So now go ahead and graph it. There's a good ellipse. We have graphed it.
Total eclipse. I mean, ellipse.
Ellipse, total ellipse. Mine's off. Kind of look like a.
It looks like a football.
I was just about to say that.
It's like the one in the Charlie Brown special.
Charlie, I was just about to say that. You're stealing everything. Look, you're too fast for me. About the Snoopy dog.
That was Snoop Dogg's former name, Snoop Doggy Dog.
Snoop Doggy Dog. You got it. That's where you got it from, Snoopy. Peanuts. So now we gotta find the vertices, just the endpoints. I think that's easy money. Since you already know that this is your first V, we'll call it the major V should be what? Take a look in them notes.
Question, I forgot. What?
And a minor. Major endpoint.
Oh, it's plus or minus 6, 0, right?
Yep. And a minor endpoint. 0 plus or minus
4.
4.
Yeah.
Our vertices are done. Now we gotta get these foci. We already know that the foci, right? Or in other words, C equals C squared equals A squared minus B squared.
Wait, sorry, can you say that again? Oh, the equation, okay. Wait, does it have 1C or? No, yeah, 1C and 2I. We're theory getting this.
Ah, me quito 18.
Woohoo.
No, no.
You're so smart. You're welcome. You're clever.
What's my minor?
I'm sorry when you said that I thought of college for a second. Your minor would be how did you do this again?
Te lo juro.
Oh, your minor is the 6.
Well,
Wait, the
what do you
four,
gotta do
four,
first?
four.
What do we gotta do to find the foci?
Isn't it your major minus your minor?
Okay, so what am I subtracting?
The 6 minus 4. Oh, wait. Oh, you keep it how it was? Why did it go from this to this to this?
What's a squared?
What?
He's looking
I'm
up.
lost.
What is a squared, Ruth?
A squared is 36.
Oh, okay.
So what's your-
Minus,
16. Oh, I see. I see.
so c squared equals 20, and then we gotta do what to it? Take the square root.
it. Yeah.
So now our foci,
I was 1 step ahead. So.
if we open their phones, turn them sideways,
My phone's on. Why do I feel like it'd be 4.5 something?
because you rounded 7 up. Very nice job. So where do you think we could put the 4? We would count 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.5 is somewhere here. And remember, it's what? Plus or minus 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's your other foci. And you have now graph ellipse.
No, bro, little thing in the middle.
That's when it's in the center. Part 1.
I don't want a trilogy.
All right, now we about to step up the game a little bit. We move it so this video don't.
OJ Simpson's dead.
Hmm?
OJ Simpson.
I heard he died like about an hour or 2 ago.
You think he did it?
He was on my show,
You
on
think
my
he did it?
favorite sports show.
You think he did it or no?
I don't know.
OJ Simpson?
If it don't fit, I mean, if the glove don't fit, you must quit. That's all I know. That's what I was told. Yeah, OJ Simpson passed about an hour or 2. OJ, blueberry cup,
He's looking up at us right now.
Yeah,
big
because
glass of blueberry, OJ.
45 minutes ago, 3 hours ago.
All right, so now, moving forward. Here's the problem. Take a look here. Look at this problem. And the best way for me to describe it is just to show you. We got a problem now. This is x minus 3 squared over 16 plus y plus 2 squared over 25.
This is the last exam.
Oh yeah, today, well I might show you one more if you want to use it. Because now what do you notice?
You have the -3 and the 2, so you'd have to reverse the signs this time.
Whoa.
So, Mr. Witcher.
We got to first
Mr. Witcher.
For the
identify the center is one thing.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to
We got to give up the vertices. And then we got to do the foci.
Mr. Witcher.
I love that word.
Me too. I hope that's how I spell it.
So couldn't we also use unit circle for this? Since we have x minus 3 and y plus 2. Wouldn't we use hk for this?
You do. So what do you notice that's something with this problem? It's not what?
It's not horizontal, it's vertical.
It's not what?
Horizontal is vertical.
Nah, before we get to that.
That has values.
What do you notice with this equation that's different from this equation and this equation? What do you notice? These two are what?
Good afternoon, pardon the interruption.
0, 0.
Please listen carefully if you are attending the Epcot field trip and the meeting that starts at 2 o'clock today. The meeting has been moved to room 202. High school students, you may take your book bags at 2 o'clock to 202, but middle school, you can just go ahead and go, and then you will return back to class after the meeting. Thank you.
Y'all got that, right?
Yeah.
Y'all seniors, y'all know what to do.
So for when this.
So,
it's
what
just-
is our center now that you see something? Use the circle equations.
It would be 3, -2.
Your center is different now. Your center is now
Do you know why you have to reverse the
3.
sign?
Remember, it's opposite with the x, and then you got a positive 2y. Remember, it's supposed to be negative, so that's really a what?
-2.
Nice work. So now, Isaac, our center is 3, -2. From when we go to graph.
What is it?
Our vertices would be 4 and.
Well, I don't know. Hold on. Because it's no longer in the center now. We're not in the center no more. So we gotta graph this first. Three, -2. Your center is here. Now, let's go back to the equation. We need to figure out the vertices. Which side is longer?
The
Ooh,
y side. So it'd
the
be
y side. So am I gonna have a horizontal ellipse or vertical ellipse? It's gonna be vertical because you see now that the A value is with the Y section. So what is, remember A, I'm gonna keep it in red. What's my A value?
It is 5.
5. My B value,
Is 4.
boom. So go to your graph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your major axes, boom, oops, whoops. What else can we put down? Now that I just did that, I could put the major vertice, right? What's the major vertice now?
Yeah.
Think about it. What would your major vertice be at this point?
Wait.
The major.
Oh, it's 0 it's plus or
Very
minus
good,
five.
Rebecca. 0 plus or minus.
Because it's on the x side.
Yup. And then what's the minor one now?
Other way around.
Where would your minus fall at? On where?
It would be plus or minus 4, 0.
So you know your minor vertices are on 0. Plus or minus 4. You got that rule? Where I lose you? Oh, wait. We are off.
What happened?
We are off. Pause. I'm glad you did that. What are you noticing here? Isaac, you seeing this, right? We're totally doing this wrong because we was basing it off of the center being 0, 0. So we gotta erase all. I gotta erase
Oh
all
no,
of this.
I was doing it. I'm like, wait a minute. Something seems
It's
off.
gotta come back.
And then I realized all we had to do was just go.
I don't know how to
So,
do it.
no. It's good that we did that. Because now what we do is we stop. I'm gonna grab, we stopped it right here. Let me pick it right up right here where I want it to. This is perfect. Hold on.
I don't have white out.
That's why you're supposed to do it invisible.
I color coded it.
Now watch. Watch me close. Don't worry. You can go back to the. Remember, we still, our A is still here, but don't worry about this red dot. Hold on.
Bro.
Let me read. I'm glad we made that mistake, common mistake. And you know how we caught it? Because you plotted that pink dot, and I was looking at this like, this ain't right, because that center is sitting there. So, because our center is at 3 and -2, watch this, Isaac. Watch this. Watch. The major axes, right? Look how much space I'm giving for the major axis.
Oh, I'm scared.
Watch. The major axis falls on the what? The y value, right? So that means this is what we gotta do.
Oh no.
Oh God. Our center, let's do the x first. I want to work backwards so you can see it.
EBCOT students, those who are going to EBCOT should be reporting to 202. If you are going on the EBCOT field trip, you should be reporting to room 202 at this time. High
Who
school,
going?
you may bring your backpack.
All of y'all going to EBCOT?
Your backpack to your class.
It sold out so fast.
All right, now watch me. Isaac, catch this, because I don't want nobody to mess this up like I just did. The major axis is on the y-axis, going up and down, right?
Yeah.
What is our value for the k value or the y value? It's what? Going up and down, it
Oh,
falls
-2.
where? Falls on -2, right? So our major axis would be 3. You with me?
Yeah, because that's the H.
Right? This is the 8. So the major, you know we're going to be adding 5. It's going to be at 5. So it's at the H value, -2
Which is your K, yeah.
plus or minus
5.
5.
Oh, it's just the extra step. Okay.
Wait, what?
That's why I was like, pay close attention.
It's not that bad.
It's not. Our center, Isaac, is not 0, 0.
Yeah.
Our center is at 3, -2.
Yeah.
This is the H, that's the K, right? We know our major vertices is going this way. So we know before if it was center at 0, it would be 5. A is 5,
Yeah.
right? So,
Would that mean you go up 5?
no, that from the center. But where's the center? The center ain't at 0, the center is at
No, it's 3
Oh, it's
-2.
It's like the circle.
Right, exactly. So
Yes.
what you're doing is your x will still be the same because you still gonna fall on the x-axis, but you gotta see how much further up you gotta go, how much further down. So you take the -2 from the center and add it to your major vertex, which we just said was 5. So it just becomes 3, -2, but you have to plus 5 and subtract 5. So your two major vertices, -2 will be 3. You know 3 gonna be in both of them.
Yeah.
But what is -2 plus 5?
It's 3.
3. And then what is -2 minus 5?
-7.
-7. So now our major vertices are 3, 3, and 3, -7. So we go here,
Yeah,
try
you
to
do
find 3 and 3, bang.
You do the same thing for BL.
And then you gotta come down to -7. 3, 4, 5, 6, -7 is there. 3 and -7. So when you go to highlight your major and minor vertices, don't forget that if it's not centered, you gotta add, subtract that. So now we gotta do the minor vertice in blue to graph it. We'll be focusing now on the H value.
Oh, because of the
Because you know this one's gonna be, well, you know that it's gonna be something, something, -2. So now we gotta change the X value on the minor. Because now, this is now going to be,
wait, plus or minus -2.
yeah, because -2 stays. We did this one already. So now we gonna switch to, it's gonna be 3 plus or minus what?
Wait, 3.
Because look, that's the regular center. The center is at 3.
Oh, the plus
So
or
now
minus-
you gotta add 3 plus or minus, what's the minor value? 3 plus or minus what? What's B?
4.
So your value is 3 plus or minus 4, -2. And what does that become? So
That's where I'm going.
you got it, watch. What's 3 plus 4?
7.
7 -2.
That's
Sorry.
Good, good. And then what's 3 minus 4?
Wait, how'd you get to -2?
-2 gonna be on both of them.
Oh, you just automatically there.
Remember, because it's on. We're dealing with the x value.
Oh.
So now what's 3 minus 4? What's 3 minus 4? -1. So your two minor points are 7, -2, and -1 and 2. So you go to 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you go to 7, -2, and then -1, -2. Yeah. And then connect the dots.
I was trying to get into a custom game and I went to. I was trying to go into the figuring and I got into this on accident. Did not mean to get into
There you have it.
-1.
So your vertices and the focus. So we just did everything. Oh no, we gotta do the focus next. We just did the vertices. Waiting for y'all to hit the focus.
I think I drew it wrong somehow.
Ruth, you got it?
I think so.
Alright, so we gotta get the focus right now.
I don't know what I did wrong, but
The focus, remember, is c squared equals a squared minus b squared. Well, c squared is, what's a squared?
10. I mean,
Oh, I messed that up.
wait.
25
Oh.
minus 16.
Bro.
C squared is 9, making C 3. So your focus is on 3, but I messed this chart up by, I should have went 3, 4.
No, yo sí, Michael.